What it do, YouTube? It's your boy Cam, and I'm back with another banger. We got how an FBI agent infiltrated the KKK. I'm not gonna lie, this is a crazy ass title. I'm not going to lie, this is a crazy ass title. So many people told me to watch this, so now that I'm finna watch this, but I ain't gonna lie, after this video, I'm gonna get off stream. I'm hungry as fuck, I'm not gonna lie. And it came on, it's 8:30, it come on at 8, so after this, I'm gonna watch this with y'all, and then I'm gonna get up out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on the video. We on the way to 2K subscribers. Let's run it.
If there's any snitches in the group, we kill the snitches and they fire shots out of a gun. Boom, boom, and everybody's kind of getting scared.
The fuck? All right, hold on. Hold on. I ain't gonna lie. I think I got myself in some shit. Cause what the fuck is this? This is the first 11 seconds. Like what?
27.
Oh yeah, this Alabama. Yep.
17. A group of men stand in a remote field in the middle of Alabama.
It was nighttime, and I am blindfolded. I've been instructed to place my right hand on the right shoulder of the person in front of me in line because that signifies brotherhood.
The Brotherhood is the Ku Klux Klan, the United States' oldest, most notorious white supremacist hate group. This is one of their ceremonies.
I ain't gonna lie, chat. I'm just like scared watching this shit. I think I fucked up by watching this. Y'all think this is a good idea watching this shit?
What they don't know, one of them is an FBI undercover agent, and he's no lightweight, 6'4", 260 pounds, covered in tattoos. His nickname, Hillbilly Donnie Brasco. He's gone undercover as a contract killer, a contraband smuggler, an arms dealer. He's put dozens of people behind bars, from drug dealers to violent motorcycle gangs to pedophiles. He's befriended and brought down biker gangs and neo-Nazis, people who are planning kidnappings, murders, and the overall
fucking Nazis? People are still Nazis in 2027 and 2017? Well, it took place in 2020, but nah, I can't even say it. I don't know when he took down the Nazis, but niggas is really Nazis, bro.
Society.
And when he was saying we're going on a camping trip, what he was saying is we're going to kill somebody. And everybody's screaming death to your, F your Jewish God, death to America. And then somebody says, if there's any snitches in the group, we kill the snitches and they fire shots out of a gun. Boom, boom.
We drove all the way over to his ranch in Tennessee, and he told us everything. This is the story of Scott Payne, the redneck turned FBI agent who infiltrated America's underbelly.
What the fuck? I'm not gonna lie, this look good as fuck. I'm glad I clicked this shit. This shit look good as fuck. Oh, this some real shit. Like, these motherfuckers got intros and shit.
The majority of this video is based on Scott Payne's book and podcast. Find the links in the description.
The fuck? Oh, hold on. All right, hold on. I think I fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I think I fucked up because now they talk. This the KKK. Now they talking about some cold shit. Hold on, because they got me fucked up. What you mean? Welcome to Satan. Wait, that's it. Hold on. Chapter 1. Be behind me. Oh nah. See, I ain't gonna lie. I fucked up watching this because nah. I'm not gonna lie. I fucked up.
What I saw was a watery image. It was completely red, and there was a demon looking at me in that watery kind of ripple image with a grin and long crooked finger looking at me saying, come here, smiling.
Scott is 14 years old, and he's just seen a demon. The year before, his parents divorced, and Scott went down a dark path.
This nigga Scott going through it.
Watching
Oh, hell no. I ain't gonna lie. If you out here using Ouija boards and shit, bro, I ain't gonna lie.
For movies,
Ouija boards is crazy.
Rituals,
if I ever see somebody using the Ouija board, I'm going the opposite direction.
Brought him here, a friend's house, spending the night. They've had a small amount of alcohol, but no drugs. No hallucinogens.
I would do like these little vignettes where I would pretend I was being possessed by a demon or I was the devil or whatever. I was on the couch and I was doing this scene from a movie where somebody is like being possessed by a demon. And so I'm fighting in my voice and then the demon voice comes in and there's this battle. And at the end, the demon wins and possesses the person. So that's what I act like happened. And I'm laughing like the demon and I rolled over.
It all started as a mock demonic possession, but then he actually saw a demonic figure, and this was his breaking point.
So let's just say, after the demon scare,
How the fuck we go from the demon to how the fuck we go from infiltrating the KKK to some demon shit? I ain't gonna lie, I've never heard the KKK involved with anything satanic, none of that shit. So this is really sending me through the roof because I'm genuinely amused. I'm genuinely concerned. Is this true?
I got Jesus scared back into me, and that was it. Not that the devil was done with me, but I was done with him.
The fuck?
Halloween night 2019. This is Scott on his final major undercover mission. And this is a goat. It was stolen and is now at the center of a pagan ritual. It's been nearly 35 years since Scott's first encounter with the devil.
Talking about you 35 years later, you still involved in this bullshit? What? 35 years later, you still involved with this bullshit, man? You tweaking. Now I'm starting to feel like you like this shit.
But on this night, the devil is all around him. And he's definitely not done with Scott.
Now, we're all in a circle around the goat. Somehow I ended up at the back of it. I don't know how.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm so glad I said a prayer during stream before we watch this shit. We gonna say another one after this shit, cause hell no.
Bad luck on my part, I guess, but I'm holding the legs of the goat. He's got this blade, and he's bringing it up and bringing it down in a practice swing, practice swing, practice swing. And finally somebody says, just do it. Eisen comes down with every bit of force he's got and hits the back strap of the goat, and I don't even know if it broke a hair. I don't know if it's because the back strap's too thick, the blade was too dull, but he hit it, and all you heard the goat was just go, bah, and I'm like, oh man, this is gonna get bloody and bad real fast.
The man swings again. Again. Nothing. Finally, the blade is replaced with a gun.
I said, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's like, what? I'm like, man, look at what you're shooting at. We're all in a circle around this thing. And then he looks, puts a round right in the head of the goat, and it hits the ground.
Oh, this shit crazy.
So you think you're done? No, you're not done. Now they slice the throat of the goat, and they fill up a cup full of blood.
One of them pulls out a sheet of LSD. He approaches each man one by one.
Basically, they would take the hit of acid under their tongue, chase it with the blood of the goat to signify the sacrifice.
I'm not gonna lie. Taking a hit of acid and then drinking some goat blood is insane. I'm not gonna lie. That's crazy as fuck. That's a crazy ass combination.
Or solidify the sacrifice.
Scott is one of the few who decline.
So when it gets around to me at the end, I'm looking at the blood and it's already coagulated. It's all chunky and clotty, and I'm looking at it going, man, I really don't want to turn this up and drink it. I mean, this is disgusting. So I dipped my fingers deep into the blood, pulled them out, and then sucked all the blood off my fingers.
This is not the Ku Klux Klan. This group is younger, better equipped, and preparing for a bloodbath. And not only animal blood, but the blood of any human who isn't one of them. Jewish and Black Americans, and anyone they consider traitors to the white race. They're by far the most dangerous group Scott will ever infiltrate. Unfortunately for these tripping blood-drinking white supremacists, Scott.
But I got a question though. What is he getting out of this besides arresting these people? Like what? Like you gotta be a real crazy motherfucker to even just sit here and act like you one of them. Cause y'all talking about goat sacrifices and some other shit. Some other shit.
It's exactly the kind of thing he spent the last 17 years working to prevent.
I became an FBI agent in 1998, and by 2002, I'd already done some undercovers for the FBI, but I wasn't yet certified through the FBI undercover school. So I finally got a slot.
September 2002, Quantico, Virginia.
Hey, I was born a month after this, bro. Shout out where the 2002 niggas at, bro.
This is the FBI Academy. If you make it through the year-long application process, if you pass the physical and psychological assessments, the tests, the polygraphs, the interviews, the background checks, if you make it through all that, you end up here, in a 20-week training program. If you get through the 20 weeks, you become an FBI agent. Scott's been here before. Now he's back, about to start the training program for undercover agents. Getting admission to the program is hard enough. Graduating is even harder. Only about half the admittees make it through.
It's a 2-week school with no days off. We're very big on sleep deprivation. You're going through multiple scenarios of all shapes and sizes. And there's only 20 slots for the class.
Others break down. They make missteps during the high-pressure scenarios. They grow delirious and erratic from the lack of sleep. But Scott thrives. The sleep deprivation, the relentless roleplay, the grueling exercise. If anything, he feeds on it. Meanwhile, he's learning from his idols, legendary FBI agents like Joe Pistone, who spent 6 years undercover with the Bonanno crime family. But they don't always notice him.
So I remember Joe Pistone coming to speak, and I was like a kid in a candy store, man. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is Donnie Brasco. This dude did 6 years undercover in the mafia. And he's teaching, but he has this thing where he keeps kind of wanting to walk right up to the desk. So he kept stepping on my feet. And, I was trying to get out of his way. And then finally, as he's teaching, he just looks down at me and he says, Jesus, kid, either you got the biggest feet I've ever seen or I can't see. And he throws a couple of bucks on the desk because he's like still in mafia mode. He throws a couple, he goes, hey, go get yourself a shine on me. And I just took my feet and shoved them under the seat, man.
Joe Pistone may have scuffed up Scott's shoes. What neither of them could have known at the time is that Scott would go on to fill Joe's.
To what?
The FBI Academy trains agents to take down bad actors. More and more of these criminals operate online. Scammers, identity thieves, fraudsters, the list goes on. Such criminals rely on your personal data, your name, your phone number, your email address, sometimes even health-related information. Most people aren't aware that their data has already been exposed and is actively being sold by data brokers online. Incogni helps solve this problem. Become as invisible.
Not finna give me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He was cold with it. He blended that shit in. I ain't gonna lie, but you not finna give me, bro. Nope. We skip ads.
Big country, for obvious reasons. So he begins to work as an instructor at the school he just graduated from. Unorthodox, but it got him noticed by the right people.
I'm role-playing in these scenarios, and people that are there who are senior undercovers are watching because they're trying to recruit for other cases, and that's how my name started getting out there.
So after months, there's finally a possible assignment, one that Scott is perfect for. Sure, he's a redneck with almost no foreign language skills, not suitable for many undercovers, but he has something most other agents don't. He doesn't need to pretend to be a hard-living misfit. He is one. He knows he'll feel at home where he's about to go, but he has no idea how close he'll grow to the criminals he's been assigned to infiltrate and how hard it will be to turn on them.
People always have their own opinion of what undercover work is. Some people say it's acting, some people say it's lying. Essentially, this is the definition of undercover work. You are building relationships that you're gonna betray.
That's backdoor if you ask me. How many chapters
Scott
is it?
is on a mission, and his targets, these men, have just arrived. They're members of the Outlaws Motorcycle Club, the main rivals of the Hells Angels. They've been implicated in drug trafficking, prostitution rings, money laundering, the list goes on. And they're notorious for violence against rival gangs. Infiltrating them is exceedingly difficult. Scott Payne is here to do just that. But there's a problem. Part of the intelligence Scott was given is wrong. He was told they wouldn't be wearing their colors. Obviously they are. Scott has hoped to strike up a casual conversation, letting the topic of motorcycles arise naturally. But these guys are advertising their gang affiliation. He can't just go up and say, hey, you guys ride. His only choice is to make them come to him. Luckily, another part of the intelligence is right. This guy, road named Spanky, loves to be the center of attention. So Scott steals it. He works the crowd. He tells jokes. He talks loudly. He draws attention to himself, making Spanky want to steal it back. Soon enough, Spanky asks where Scott is from and sends him a drink.
Spanky's called me over. He's introducing me to other people. And of course, I'm getting more scrutiny. The more people I meet, the more scrutiny.
You wanna know something crazy? You do not see black undercover people, because niggas, we know our lane, nigga. We don't want to do this shit. It's only white people for that do shit like this. Niggas don't do this shit. Niggas don't do undercover shit. What? I'm trying to think. I feel like it's a movie where they did, bro. I can't think. Every time it's an undercover movie, it ain't never no niggas, bro.
But the real scrutiny happens somewhere else.
So I walk into the bathroom, and as I'm at the urinal, in a lot of bars, there's like a little box in front of the urinal, plexiglass. It might be flyers for a band coming up or a stripper coming to town or something like that. So I can see a little bit of a reflection. And I see this jacked, big dude come walking in. And I see him looking at each stall, and he's like, okay, that's empty. I see him looking under the stalls to make sure nobody's in there. And I'm watching this from a reflection. And then he comes walking up right beside me, and for a split second, I thought, oh, I'm getting jumped. I'm getting jacked right here. And that didn't happen. He says, So what brings you to Massachusetts?
All undercover FBI agents have a legend, a detailed made-up backstory that they have to commit to memory.
Oh,
He's
bro.
from deep South Texas, up in
Would
Massachusetts.
y'all go undercover? I'm not gonna lie, it sounds fun. I'm not gonna lie, it genuinely sounds fun. But would I do that shit? Hell no. Cause these niggas could literally kill me at any fucking moment. Like,
To work. He loves Harleys and whiskey.
I know
and
these
his
niggas could
name
kill me
is
at
Scott
any
Calloway.
fucking moment.
As
I'm
it so
not doing that
happens, the
shit,
guy
bro.
grilling him in the bathroom is also named Scott. Scott Town.
A lot of undercovers, you bond with people, especially deep undercover long term, but there's never been another person I bonded with closer than Scott Town.
For a year and a half, Scott gets to know the outlaws. He drinks with them, rides with them, fights alongside them. He gains their trust. He becomes their friend. They call him Tex. Scott's legend may be a lie, but the friendships are real. Scott Town becomes like a brother.
He likes to drink, I like to drink. He likes to fight, I like to fight. He likes to ride and lift, I like to ride and lift. We completed each other's sentences. We were just kind of cut from the same cloth.
They even both have a daughter who's the exact same age. Scott Town is kind of a doppelganger, the person Scott Payne might have
I'll be right back,
become
hold on.
had he not gone into law enforcement. Another gang member, Brian De La Vaga, aka Clothesline, also becomes a close friend of Scott's.
He said, and these guys are my brothers, and I grew up around them. He said, but I really don't have that many friends. Somebody that I know would take a bullet for me and that I would take a bullet for. And in my mind, I'm looking at his face and I'm going, oh no, man, don't say it. And he looks at me and says, you're one of those guys.
Tomorrow is the big day. Over the course of last year, Scott has convinced the outlaws that he's a high-ranking member of an international theft ring. They begin running jobs together. It begins small, with insurance fraud and vehicle trafficking. An outlaw reports a motorcycle as stolen. He then files an insurance claim, while Scott sells the motorcycle across the border. A double win. Money from the insurance company, money from the sale. They do this again and again, with motorcycles and other vehicles. But tomorrow's job is different. Some of the outlaws will be serving as security during a major drug deal, a gig arranged by Scott himself. He's revealed that he has connections with a Mexican drug cartel. No surprise, considering his line of work and his proximity to the Mexican border. The stakes are high. If they get caught, they'll be looking at serious jail time. And if something goes wrong during the deal, the bullets will start flying. So when Scott is told to meet the outlaws at their clubhouse, he's not surprised. They probably want to go over the plan one last time. Scott arrives. The place is familiar. He's been here countless times. He knows what's behind every door in the building, except one. Clothesline leads him to that very door. Now he realizes that something is wrong. Scott is told to strip. They need to check him for a wire.
Oh.
Because of the stress.
I ain't gonna lie, I ain't stripping in front of no niggas, bro. I don't give a fuck. Y'all can think I'm a snitch, whatever. I ain't getting naked in front of you niggas.
I forget my middle name. I'm having an adrenaline dump. And for anybody who's ever had it, it can be any traumatic experience, but I'm having auditory exclusion. So what I hear sounds like I'm underwater. It's going whoosh, whoosh. So it's slow. I need you to take all your clothes off. It's slowing down. I'm getting time dilation in my eyes. Everything I see is in string grabs. Click, click, click. I can feel my heart beating through my entire body. My hamstrings get rubbery. Now, Clothesline has instructed me to take all my clothes off. Here's what I'll tell you. If I'm not wired, it's just an embarrassing moment. I'm naked in a small crawl space with two guys with pistols.
I'm not gonna lie, that's the craziest. This is why I couldn't be no undercover agent. Cause I'm not strapped, I'm naked as fuck, and I'm nervous than a motherfucker. I'd be so nervous, I'd done pissed on the floor or something. Like, ass clenched and some more shit. Like, what? Like, bro, this is crazy. This is madness. In my opinion, I couldn't be no undercover, bro.
I'm wired to the hilt.
Oh,
But they
shit.
don't find anything. Scott's recording equipment is not taped to his chest, but in his clothing.
So my adrenaline starts settling, and I'm starting to come back to normal, and I think I'm done. And I get my pants back up. I don't know if I have my boots on yet or not. And then Clothesline grabs a piece of clothing that I was wearing. And that piece of clothing has a recording device in it. And I'm watching him, and he starts grabbing the clothing, and he's going through it nice and slow with his fingers. And I don't realize I do it, but there's an audible sigh. You can hear me go, because I don't even know. I don't even know I'm doing it. And he looks right at it, and misses it.
Oh shit.
And
that ain't nothing but God, bro.
I live to fight another day.
That ain't shit but God, bro. I would have shit myself. I damn near
Two
would have
moving
shit on
trucks
the
enter
floor.
the parking lot of the Brockton Holiday Inn. One is filled with drugs. The other is filled with money. A Mexican drug cartel is selling 40 kilograms of cocaine and 1,000 pounds of marijuana to Canadian buyers. The Mexicans aren't taking any risks. They've arranged an American security detail, the Outlaws. Surveillance at every entrance. 4 men in the parking lot there to provide protection, unload the drugs, and count the money. Everyone is armed and antsy. One false move and all hell could break loose. The deal is wrapped up quickly. The transfer is complete. All the money's there. The Outlaws are particularly relieved. They may be tough, but this is their first time working with a cartel. Now they'll get paid $15,000 for their services. Scott counts out the cash. He did it. He successfully tricked them. The cartel? FBI agents. The Canadians? Also FBI agents.
Holy shit.
8 months later, a hotel in Nevada. Scott's been laying low.
I ain't gonna lie. This nigga actually might be good at his job. I'm not gonna lie. I give it to him. This nigga's good at his job.
Recovers from afar. His outlaw friends think he's going through a divorce. In reality, he's been diagnosed as overassigned after experiencing a severe stress-related panic attack. He's been ordered to take a 6-month timeout. He's been teaching during this time. His current class, ironically enough, is called Undercover Stressors. All the students have gone to bed, but Scott's only just returned to his hotel room. It's early 4 or 5 a.m. The drug deal back in November gave the FBI all the evidence necessary to arrest and imprison multiple outlaw members, but the operation has continued. Until today, the day of the takedown. Scott doesn't think he'll hear from any of them again, but then his phone rings. It's Scott Town, and he's concerned. He's heard some arrests were made, and he wanted his friend to know about it. He says he's going to take a shower and gather more information. He'll report back.
And the last words we spoke to each other were, he said, "I love you, brother." And I said, "I love you too." And that was the last words I spoke to him. And probably about 45 minutes after that, a SWAT team hit his house and
oh my God.
he went to jail.
That's some backdoor shit. I'm not gonna
In the
lie.
end, 15 outlaws were arrested as a result of Operation Roadkill. One of them was sentenced to 21 years
backdoor
in
the
prison.
fucking year, bro.
Clothesline got 12.5 years.
Damn.
Scott Town, 7. The outlaws never saw their friend Scott Calloway again.
Excuse me.
The Ku Klux Klan emerged in the wake of the American Civil War. From the very beginning, they were racist to the core, raining terror and death on black Americans. In the late 19th century, they flogged, tortured, and lynched politically active black men, raped their wives, shot their children, and burned their schools. Historians consider them to be America's first terrorist movement.
Yeah.
Today, the KKK remains active, but only as a shadow of its former self. Fewer members, less influence. However, burning crosses is still one of their favorite things to do, and they've stayed true to their roots.
Why do they do that?
Naturally, as a terrorist organization, they have to act in secrecy.
Why do they burn crosses? I'm gonna look that up. Why do they burn crosses? I'm genuinely wonder. Damn, bitches, give me a simple man. Fuck it, I'm gonna look it up on my phone to see. Man, fuck that, cause this doing something. I really wonder why they burn crosses. That's something I've always wondered.
So you may ask yourself, how do you contact the United Klans of America? Well, it turns out the group I was looking at had a hotline.
Scott starts talking to a guy named John Jack, a Klansman whose passion for Jack Daniels earned him this nickname. Scott tells him he's got the number from a group of bikers he met at a gas station. It's a plausible story. Scott looks the part, and his time with the Outlaws taught him how to play it. Biker gangs and white supremacists often run in the same circles. Jack starts talking about this rally that's coming up.
So I guess it says the KKK burns crosses as an intimidation symbol and not for any religious reasons. To terrorize black communities, to threaten civil rights workers, they falsely claim it had religious symbolism. The idea was taken from a movie. What the fuck? So they just be doing shit.
Vendors...
But like, what do the cross got to do with black people? Jesus, y'all believe Jesus was black? Unless they believe Jesus was black, that's the only reason why I can say they burn crosses. Because burning crosses is crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a problem.
I don't give a fuck if y'all was doing it just to scare black people. Burning the cross, I feel like you automatically should go to hell. Automatically. Burning the cross is crazy. I'm not gonna
I had a
lie.
band lined up, but the singer just got locked up, and I really don't know
They
what
was
the
just
hell I'm
probably
gonna do
had
about
just
music.
doing shit.
And I thought,
So it's like, y'all, cause ain't no random ass cross in the middle of the woods. So all these motherfuckers literally built a big ass cross in the middle of the woods just to burn that shit down. Crazy.
this could be my
These
end.
KKK motherfuckers,
And I
they
said,
need Jesus.
did I happen to mention?
And they
that
was
I'm a
white, so
musician
it's just
and a
like, bro,
singer?
y'all ass really
I
need
said, well, I'll
fucking
tell you what
Jesus.
I'll do. I'll bring my acoustic and my PA system. When I get there, you can come meet me by the car. I'll strum a couple of tunes for you if you think I suck. And he's like, oh, hell, this is going to be great. It's going to be great.
Scott doesn't know that he just signed up for something far more sinister.
Oh, this the goat scene.
April 21st, 2017.
I ain't
It's the
gonna
day
lie.
of the coup.
I still be in. I ain't gonna lie. I haven't been to Alabama since January, and I'm not gonna lie. I'm scared that if I ever go back, I'm gonna be scared as fuck. Cause now that I done watch this, and I know they be doing this racist ass shit, I damn near really don't ever want to go back,
Ku
bro.
Klux Klan rally.
I really don't
I got
have no
lost
reason to go back,
multiple
but this is
times,
just a hell no.
Until
bro.
I finally drove up on this
Down
empty,
south, none of that
I don't
shit,
know,
no.
lot fenced in the middle
Farthest
of
I wanna go
nowhere,
is
but
Tennessee,
It wasn't
that's
hard
it.
to spot because the Nighthawks, which would be the Klan members in all black, who were the security force, are all standing at the gate.
Bro, y'all wanna know something crazy? The Smurfs is a representation of the KKK, right? Cool, because the head Smurf is red. The head KKK leader, he wear red, and all the other Smurfs they wear white. And all the other Smurfs they wear white. This shit is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. They just when I heard about that, bro, that really fucked up my interpretation of the Smurfs, bro. I haven't watched the Smurf movie since then. I used to fuck with the Smurfs, but I feel like whoever made that Smurf movie was racist than a bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Guns. And a lot of these
not
people
gonna
were
lie.
felons.
Scott's ready for an
I
interesting
couldn't.
time. He's been to plenty of biker
Damn.
gatherings, and perhaps this will be similar. During his mission, Scott will be taught the KKK's constitution and bylaws, studying the Black Klansman Handbook, which he'll learn to refer to as the Kloran. He'll become familiar with the original mystic insignia of the Klansmen. He'll learn this all in class with a K, so that he can pass the K-Uno test, a prerequisite to getting fitted for a robe. K-Uno stands for character, honor, duty. It's getting dark, and he's been invited to participate in a naturalization ceremony. He has no idea what this means, but all the newbies are doing it.
I ain't gonna lie. Even
He'd
if
stick
I
out
was
if he
the
didn't.
FBI, you could not pay me
And that's
enough
how he
money
finds
to do
himself
this
in the
shit.
middle of a
Because
field,
there's no guarantee that I'm walking out
holding the
this
shoulder
like.
of the man
Now,
in front.
mind you. What if I'm the motherfucker getting sacrificed? What if I'm coming there and I'm gonna do this shit and the whole time I'm the one being sacrificed? I die for nothing. I genuinely died for nothing. Because I could not come back and tell y'all what the fuck happened. Because I died. See, I couldn't, bro. Y'all
The
would.
gesture
Y'all could
meant to
not pay me
signify
enough.
brotherhood.
Y'all
They're
could
told
not
to
pay
raise
me
their
enough.
right hands and repeat an oath.
Y'all could not pay me enough. They're
And
hell
then they tell
no.
us to get down on our knees.
to fostering the welfare of the white race,
This
So
is great.
I'm on my knees, blindfolded.
and further the work of America.
And then you think, hold on, not even that.
They take my blindfold off.
You think you finna tell me get on my knees and then blindfold me? Man, hell no! What? Well, y'all drunk as
Ku Klux
hell.
Klan member in a green robe, and he has this sword, and he kind of knights me.
Hell no.
The United
Hell no,
Klans
bro.
of America.
I'm hell no. I just cannot,
And
bro.
then we all hug, and there's like a little bit of a celebration, and I'm not sure what happened. And then it hits me as I'm walking to my truck. I'm like, I think I just joined the damn Klan.
Yeah, nigga,
Yeah,
you
that's what
you
that
think,
was. I got
motherfucker?
naturalized in the Ku Klux Klan that night.
Scott's time at the KKK will end up being relatively short-lived. The case isn't really going anywhere. And there's another group coming into focus, a far more dangerous one.
In the FBI, we started encountering more violent type extremism, not the KKK types. We're talking advanced neo-Nazism. And
Come on, Nazism.
it led me to an accelerationist group called the Base.
The base mission will provide to be far more extreme than anything Scott has ever seen.
The network of violent white
An
supremacists.
extremist group known as The Base.
It's crazy. I've never heard of
Neo-Nazi
this.
terrorist
paramilitary group called the Base.
On August 11th, 2017, crowds of people marched through the campus of the University of Virginia in Charlottesville, chanting racist and anti-Semitic slogans. They were protesting the removal of a statue of Robert E. Lee,
Oh,
the
yeah, I
famous
think I heard of
Confederate
this.
general.
I ain't gonna lie, I think I heard
The
of
next
this.
day, they were met by counter-protesters, and things quickly turned violent.
I remember hearing about this.
Then they turned deadly. A white supremacist drove his car into a crowd of counter-protesters, injuring 35 people and killing Heather Heyer.
Damn! So y'all didn't did all this extra shit. Y'all didn't kill one of y'all alone. I know y'all feel dumb as fuck.
The Right rally was a wake-up call, surprising proof that white supremacy persists in America. To others, it was a grim reminder, and frightening evidence that white supremacists were feeling emboldened enough to come out of the shadows. The first accelerationist group emerged in 2015. They called themselves Autumn Muffin Division.
Autumn
They'd
Muffin?
been inspired by the writings of the neo-Nazi James Mason,
hell?
whose book Siege had become a sort of Bible for accelerationists. The book denies the Holocaust and attacks homosexuals and Jewish people. It also calls for organized violence, specifically for the formation of terror cells prepared to wage war against the system. Initially regarded as fringe or even cringe, accelerationism steadily gained traction. By 2021, roughly 90% of white nationalist groups identified as accelerationist. That same year, the US Director of National Intelligence identified racially motivated violent extremists as the most lethal domestic terrorism threat. More than other white supremacist ideologies, accelerationism insists on the importance of direct violent action, the kind of action taken by the people they call saints. Like St. Tarrant, for Brenton Tarrant, the Australian white supremacist who attacked 2 mosques in Christchurch, New Zealand. He killed 51 people. Or St. Roof, for Dylan Roof, who killed 9 people, all black, during a church service in Charleston, South Carolina.
What the fuck?
This
that was
is the kind
connected
of
to
action
this?
accelerationists believe in.
The
Action that
hell?
will further destabilize society, that might finally lead to societal chaos. They are explicit about this. Roof, for example, said he'd hoped to ignite a race war. Failing that, though, the purpose is to inspire more violence, which is exactly what such attacks have done. Scott Payne just signed up on Facebook. He's about to publish another racist post. His goal is to get banned. But nothing happens. A fellow agent points out that he doesn't have any friends. He adds a few people, and that does it. He's promptly kicked off. Okay, well done. Next up is Gab, a social networking site well known for its tolerant stance towards far-right users. He participates in forums with names like Whites Only. This will further elevate his credentials. On July 15, 2019, he writes an email. I've been seeing your stuff and I'm definitely interested. Survival and self-defense. I like it. The next day, a ping.
Thanks for contacting the base.
The
You can learn more about us on our official Gab account at the base. If you're interested in joining, please provide the following info to begin the vetting process.
The base
what's
is a
that?
white supremacist neo-Nazi
Who could say the most racist shit?
group. They were just founded a year ago, and they are accelerationists through and through. Their plan entails assassinations, sabotage, and acts of terrorism. Their targets are black people, Jewish people, and anyone they consider traitors to the white race.
They want to do guerrilla warfare tactics, so it's murdering people and disappearing. It's poisoning a water system, taking down a power grid, derailing the train, anything that causes chaos.
The idea is that after the collapse, the group's cells scattered across the world will form white ethno-states led by white supremacists. This event, total societal collapse, has a special name, the Boogaloo.
The fuck?
Now, Scott is trying to join them. They ask for his name, White Warrior 88, and his age, 44. Scott Payne is actually 48, but he knows most base members are between 18 and 25. He wants to seem as young as possible. Sex, race, location, military experience, fitness level, special training, and organization affiliations. Here, his past undercover experiences pay off. He mentions the Klan and biker gangs.
So here I am, approximately for a week or more. I'm emailing back and forth to somebody with a Proton email account. And they're asking me all kinds of questions about my ethnicity, what I can bring to the table, what is my history. And I laid out a story that I was a old biker, shocker, and a former skinhead from South Carolina.
As Scott would find out later, the owner of that email account was none other than the founder of the base himself. Online, he's known as Norman Spear and Roman Wolf. He's been on the public's radar since 2018, but his true identity is unknown. That is, unless you're in the FBI. Ronaldo Nazaro is 45, American, born in New Jersey. He'd worked as a contractor in Iraq for the Department of Justice. Now he's in Russia, but it's 2019. You can organize neo-Nazis into a network of accelerationist insurgents from just about anywhere. The
Yeah,
email
get this
exchange
nigga off the
continues for less
streets.
than a week. Then Scott is invited for a phone interview. It's supposed to take 30 minutes, but ends up lasting an hour. Now both Scott and the base have a 24-hour grace period. After that, Scott will need to make the decision. Does he truly want to join?
I passed the test and they bring me in and they ask me, hey, where are you located? And I said in East Tennessee. And they said the closest cell to you is in North Georgia.
That's where Scott will have to pass one final test, an in-person vetting session. August 2, 2019, Rome, Georgia. To Scott, the men look more like boys. He knows that one of them is the leader of the base's Rome cell, but that's it. They tell him to step out of his truck. Scott isn't wearing a wire. He knows they'll check. But hidden in his truck is a tracking device, put there by his case team. As long as Scott is near his truck, his team will be able to find him.
I step out, shake hands or whatever, and he says, hey, I need you to put your phone in airplane mode. And I said, okay. He pulls out this wand thing that I'd never seen before. It looked like a Geiger counter. It had a big triangle card in it, lights all over it. He wands me, and I pass because I'm fine, I don't have anything. Then he starts wanding my truck. No big deal. Until he starts going to the back driver's side of my truck, which is where the case team placed my tracker. That thing he's holding in his hand starts going crazy. The closer he gets to the back of the truck, it starts beeping, 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 beeping. I see colors going on it. I'm like, oh no, man, it's picking up the tracker.
Scott braces for a fight. He's alone. His team knows where he is, but they have no idea something is wrong. But he gets lucky. The other guy wonders if the device is picking up the power lines.
And he walks over and it goes crazy. And he's like, damn it, yeah, or whatever he says. Yeah, it's the power lines. Hey, follow us.
Bro, this nigga keep getting blessed. This is the second time this nigga done got blessed, bro. God is on your side, bro. After this, please stop. This is it's a sign from God telling you to stop doing this racist shit. We're not doing this racist shit, but stop, bro. Get the fuck out of there, bro.
Scott has to act fast. He has to get the tracker deactivated.
And I'm calling the case team and I'm like, hey, you need to shut that tracker off. And at first they're like, well, we can't shut it off. And I'm like, you have to shut it off. And they're like, well, if we shut it off, we're not sure. What if we can't get it back on and we lose you? I said, here's what I'm telling you. Whatever they have is picking up the tracker. If you don't shut it off, this is going to be a very fast undercover because it's going to be over as soon as we get to where we're going.
Oh, God.
They arrive at an abandoned concrete plant.
And I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is great. How many movies have I seen where somebody's killed in an abandoned concrete plant? I hope they got the tracker off. They pull out the wand, they wand me, and I passed.
Scott is in. By this point, Scott's been around the block. The outlaws, the Ku Klux Klan. But nothing could prepare him for what comes next. Scott has been with the base for over 2 months now. As a boy, he loved camping with his parents and friends. He'd explore the woods, go fishing. But the camping trip he's just been invited to isn't like the ones he used to go on. The list of things to bring contains some unusual items. Weapons, ammunition, and the same kind of camouflage. Flecktarn, worn by the German military. This is no ordinary camping trip. This is a hate camp. An extended training session to prepare members.
What the fuck is a hate camp?
Hand-to-hand combat, weapons drills, grappling. By now, Scott has attended a number of similar training sessions.
A hate camp,
but this one is different. It's longer, 3 to 4 days, and it's bigger, with base members coming in from around the country: Texas, Alabama, Michigan, Delaware.
They got racist people in Michigan? What the fuck?
In from around the country: Texas, Alabama.
See, these 2 states I completely understand. Well, these 3 states I completely understand.
Michigan, Delaware.
And Delaware? They got KKK and racist people in Delaware? What the fuck? I didn't forgot Delaware was a state. I'm not gonna lie.
At least he knows most of their online pseudonyms. Can't Go Back, Ison, Punish Snake, Dima, Big Siege, Zoomnat. All from out of state. And of course he knows his fellow Georgia cell members, Helter Skelter and Pestilence, who vetted Scott back in August with the
Pestilence is fucking crazy. I'm not gonna lie.
Self. TMB, the militant Buddhist. Everyone knows Scott by his code name, Pale Horse. When you're an undercover agent, some cliches are true. Scott has learned to expect the unexpected, yet he fails to expect what would happen at the Halloween hate camp.
I wake up to pounding on my window. Pale horse, you gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. I'm like, what's up, man? What's going on? They're like, hey, you gotta get out here and see this. I've been doing undercover since 1996 at this point. And I have never been with a group of people where I had to burn Bibles, burn American flags. I damn sure wasn't part of a group that went out and stole a goat and we sacrificed it at a pagan ritual and drank its blood. And I did all that in 3 days with these guys.
After they decapitated the goat, the group comes together for a barbecue. They roast the goat over an open fire and have it for dinner. All of this, of course, while tripping balls.
Doing what?
It's impossible to know what blossomed in their brains that night, what hallucinatory horrors they saw. If their drug-fueled fantasies were anything like their sober ones, then they dreamed of death and destruction, of killing Black Americans, Jews, anti-fascists, and communists, of the Boogaloo. Scott has become upsettingly familiar with these fantasies and with the beliefs that produce them. Behind each pseudonym is a young man, and within each young man is a darkness. The militant Buddhist's real name is Luke Lane. If the Boogaloo requires it, he says he could kill his dad. Pestilence is Jacob Cotterly. He believes Hitler is still alive. Michael Helterbrand, aka Helter Skelter, says he'd have no problem killing a commie kid. Punish Snake, a former Canadian soldier who'd been doxxed by an undercover journalist, gets emotional talking about it, but he knows he'll have to kill his ex-fiancée when the Boogaloo kicks off. She's half black. Scott Payne records all of this, and as he earns their trust, he records more.
And we did more and more trainings through that Saturday, but by that Saturday night, we went back down to the holy site and had a bonfire. And that's where the American flags were burned. That's where holy Bibles were set on fire. And everybody's screaming, death to your, F your Jewish God, death to America. And when that training camp ended, that's when I advanced even more in them trusting me. And that's when TMB and Pestilence started bringing me in on murder plots that they had.
It's more than 2 months later, and Scott is back at TMB's farm, the 100-acre property where the Halloween hate camp took place. For the last few weeks, TMB has been talking about another camping trip, but he's been cagey. He doesn't want to share information via chat. Scott has convinced him to meet. He wants details. It turns out the camping trip isn't a camping trip. It's a hit job.
TMB creates a separate chat room called the camping trip. And when he was saying we're going on a camping trip, what he was saying is we're going to kill somebody.
Their target is an active Antifa couple in the Georgia area.
It was going to be me, TMB, Pestilence, and Helter Skelter. And we were all going to make entry into the house. TMB wanted me to go with him to kill everybody, while Helter Skelter would be covering out the window to make sure no cops were coming and stuff like that, or help. And then Pestilence was going to set the house on fire.
The fuck?
In the planning of everything, at one point, Helter Skelter says, hey, if you don't mind, I'd like to pop my cherry on this one. That confused me because it means something completely different to me. And I'm like, what do you mean?
You want to do what now? The fuck?
And he said, I would like to actually put a bullet in somebody's head as well.
Oh yeah, I would have left. I would have said, fuck you niggas. I would have kicked them niggas on the spot. Because, bro, what you mean? Niggas said I want to pop my cherry on this one. Because, bro, what the fuck?
After casing the house, they begin the next phase of the murder plot, planning.
It was pretty extensive. Like, you go to a camping site, we leave everything digital, everything phones, everything there. We go scrub ourselves at a pay-by-the-hour motel. We tape our pants to our shoes, our gloves to our shirts, Vaseline on eyebrows and facial hair. See, this is all to avoid leaving DNA for law enforcement. At one point, TMB had done research, and he said that he read that the first time somebody kills somebody, they lose control of their bowels. So he was suggesting that we all wear adult diapers. I didn't tell him that I'd killed somebody before, but I told him I think I'm okay. I don't need any diapers. I was just as shocked when I got brought in on this murder plot as most people were. But while this is going on, the Baltimore cell, which is Can't Go Back, and Eisen and Punish Snake, are planning to go to this Second Amendment gun rights rally in Virginia that they thought was going to be the kickoff of the Boogaloo and the D-Day, the race war. Their idea was they knew you're going to have a bunch of Second Amendment people there, militias, 3%ers. You're going to have cops, you're going to have protesters. What if you pop a couple of rounds into that crowd, nobody know who's shooting at who, and everybody starts shooting each other? That could be the set-off.
Scott and his team know they have to stop him, and there's no time to lose. The pro-firearms rally is on January 20th, 2020, just a few months away. They jump into action. The next weeks are a flurry of activity, meeting, coordinating, and planning. Finally, the day of the bust arrives.
It's a Wednesday, and I'm in Rome, Georgia.
Bro, it's COVID and shit going on, but they trying to shoot people at war rallies and shit. Some more shit. What the fuck?
Up
Bro,
who's 10.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm glad I don't live in the South. I'm so glad I live in Chicago because shit like this don't happen in Chicago. I'm not gonna lie.
To go to
I'm
lunch.
so glad shit like this don't happen.
And we pull out, and as I'm driving down the road, I knew what my ruse was going to be. I was going to say something was wrong with the truck, but sure as you know what, the truck made some loud sound I've never heard. I didn't hit anything. Something just went, and I was like, did you hear that? He's like, yeah, and I go, man, if my brake calipers are frozen again, I'm going to be, because that did happen. So I took a left out of his neighborhood, pre-planned by the SWAT team, and I pull up tight to a fence. And as I go, hey, I'm going to get out and check the truck. So I'm walking around the back of the truck. Another vehicle pulls up. He doesn't know who they are. I know who they are. They're part of the case team. And the guy says, hey, man, you need any help with that? And I look up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it's you. What are you doing in Rome, Georgia? He goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, man, I haven't seen you. And as I'm doing that, there's the distraction. Here comes a Bearcat with a SWAT team over the hill, barreling down the hill. But Luke's looking at me, not at the car coming. And when that thing's coming, I jump in the back of the agent's truck and I'm like, go, go, go. And you could hear the SWAT team giving commands. And luckily, the arrest went down without an incident.
The next morning, SWAT teams arrested Eisen, Can't Go Back, and Punish Snake.
Essentially, we kind of tore down the base.
Luke Lane, aka TMB, was sentenced to 6 years in prison. Jacob Cotterly, Pestilence, got 13. William Bilbro, Eisen, 5. Patrick Matthews, Punish Snake, and Brian Lemley, Can't Go Back, 9 years. According to a recent Guardian article...
Wait a minute, hold on. This don't make no sense. How the fuck the bicyclist that was selling cocaine and weed and shit, how they get more years than these motherfuckers trying to some terrorist shit? How the fuck that work?
The base is enjoying a resurgence.
Bro, y'all sucking y'all job. I ain't gonna lie.
Continues to live in
That's
St.
backwards
Petersburg.
as fuck.
Scott retired in June 2021.
Yeah, bro.
At his retirement ceremony, attended by friends, family, colleagues, and top FBI brass, June 30th was named Scott Payne Day.
Yeah, I hope y'all learned y'all lesson, bro. I pray that y'all that in the South, y'all stay safe, bro. I appreciate everybody staying in the stream, bro. I'm out. I'm finna go watch it, and I'm finna go eat. I'm tired. Thank y'all for joining the stream. I appreciate y'all. I hope y'all pick up a Bible and read that motherfucker, because, yeah, no.